What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Shane's Guitar Shack, and today we have got a big Kijiji lot buy. I saw this posted yesterday for $100 for pretty much everything you see right now, besides Michael in the corner there. I couldn't say no. They were very blatant in saying that everything needed to be repaired in some way. From left to right here, talking about a little bit what we got. We've got a classic black Art and Lutherie, great Canadian-made guitar. Who knows what happened to the truss rod on this one, but from what I've looked at, that's the only thing that needs to be replaced. So, you know, considering it's $100 for everything, that's going to be something that I can ideally get a little bit of help with from maybe a family friend or a luthier in town. Maybe they'll let me film it and we can fix that truss rod. Behind that is a little Behringer amplifier. It looks pretty cool, to be honest with you. I like the look of it. If I can get it working, who knows? Maybe it'll stick around. Probably not. On the ground here, we've got a Yamaha Floyd Rose bridge setup guitar here. So I'm stoked to dive into this. That one was the most exciting one because I've never owned a Floyd Rose or worked with one before, so it's a very cool learning process for me. This acoustic guitar here is just complete trash. The neck is separated. There's cracks everywhere. It'll just be a wall banger or something to maybe smash in a video, whatever it might be. Next up, we've got a GWL electric guitar. This one's actually kind of the nicest of everything as far as the looks and stuff like that. The quality is not quite there, but it's a cool entry-level guitar. Apparently it doesn't make any sound. I'm hoping it's something as simple as a soldering issue, but honestly, when it comes to guitars, how much could it really be? I mean, you have your pickups, you have your wiring, and you have an input. So behind that, we've got a pair of PVs. So we have a Bandit 112 with an old Sheffield speaker inside there. Older piece of made in USA gear, so it holds some value, even just the fact that it exists. And same thing with the PV mixer on top there. It's that same thing where it's just a classic piece of USA PV gear that ideally will hold some value for me. Or maybe I can get it fixed up and it's just kind of cool. Oh, last but not least, we've got a whole bunch of cymbals on the ground. Just a bunch of random trash cymbals. I'm probably just going to give them away to any drummer friends who might need them or see any use. So if you're a drummer friend and you might want some of these cymbals, hit me up in the comments and let me know. There might be 4, 5 used cymbals there that are of quality. I see some bacony looking hi-hats there and stuff. So first on the bench, I figured we would start right away with the George Washburn Limited knockoff Strat here. We got a cool little body, classic Strat shape. Little kind of bottle opener headstock there. Triple S setup. I'll check the pickups to see if they work. The guy said it didn't make any sound, so I'm hoping that it's just an input jack issue. I'm assuming it's not going to make any sound though. Yeah, no sound. So I'll check the input jack and we'll go from there. So I just took the screws out and I laughed when I did this, so I immediately took the camera out and I figured you guys would enjoy this. So let's check this input jack connection. Doesn't exist. So that's why we're not getting any sound. I assume that's the only issue. So a simple solder on both those pieces and we should be able to fix the problem here. So I will get out the soldering gun. I knew that was going to be the problem, so I'll get that out and we'll get this thing fixed up and then I'll get it all cleaned up. See you in a little bit. Well, step 1 is done. We have resoldered the input jack back on here. I'm going to be honest with you, this is only my second time soldering. So the fact that I was just successful in general makes me really happy. Here's a little peek in the back side of the guitar here. It is a real trem, 3 springs. It's just fucking tight as hell. So I'm just putting this ground wire back on the plate there. And then I'm going to start the cleanup process after I test it. So I just popped the pick guard off just to have a peek what's inside. See what kind of finish we're working with in there and what they did. Kind of interesting that they stained this whole inside and stuff like that. No real shielding or anything, you know, entry-level guitar. Alright guys, moment of truth. We got the ground wire soldered into the back there. We got the input jack resoldered. So let's turn on the amp and test the pickups and see if we have sound now. That is fantastic. Awesome. I'm really happy. So I'm going to screw this back on, and we're going to be rocking. Here's your before shot of the fretboard. And there's your after. Still pretty thirsty, but we're also at an entry-level guitar, so how nice of a fretboard is it going to be at the end of the day? Alright, I'm happy to say that the first guitar of the lot is done. I just finished this George Washburn, did a full setup, string change and everything. As you saw, we did some soldering. And then the other major problem I actually ran into is with the pickup height. I went to lower the pickup height, and the screws that they used, I guess right from the factory, were way too small. They were the same kind of screws that you would use to hold the pick guard in. So when I went to lower it, they actually fell right off the screw. So I ended up having to loosen the strings up, get inside of there, and actually put those back up. I pillaged some screws from another guitar. So they're an appropriate height now, and have a decent little action going. Had to go into the back side of it and back off the screws a little bit to give myself a little bit more relief. But now she is ready to play and is a working guitar, ready for a brand new musician. I appreciate you guys stopping by today at Shane's Guitar Shack. If you liked what you saw, drop a subscribe below, and I'll be back again next week with another video. Maybe we'll see what that Yamaha can do. Cheers, guys.